The rich are getting richer. And the poor are getting poorer. This is also an understatement to the level of inequality these days. Over the century, humankind has made tremendous progress. Technologies were developed, economies prospered, and people were lifted out of poverty. But at the same time, the inequality also touched the sky. If you consider the United States alone, then according to the economic data by the Urban Institute, in the span of 50 years, that is from 1963 to 2016, families at the bottom of wealth distribution went from having no wealth to being about $1,000 in debt. Those who were in the middle class made their wealth more than double. The top 10% families made five-fold progress. And the top 1% increased their wealth more than 7 times. Now we need to understand that there are two main types of economic inequalities. First is the income inequality, followed by the second, which is wealth inequality. Income inequality denotes how uneven the income is distributed among a group of people. The more the equal distribution, the lesser will be the inequality, and vice versa. And as far as wealth is concerned, you must be knowing, wealth is the sum of your total assets minus the liabilities. Wealth inequality simply means uneven distribution of wealth. To analyze the level of income inequality, we can look at the Gini index. This index can range from 0 to 100, with a higher level showing greater income inequality among a country's population. South Africa has reported one of the highest income inequality, with the Gini index of 63%, followed by Brazil at 53%. And if you look among the West, the United States has the highest inequality, with the Gini index of about 43%. So now the question is, what is causing these wealth and income gaps? Well, there are several factors behind this. First and the major one is the technological changes, or you can say the industrial revolutions. You see, the revolutions are creating enormous wealth for those with higher education and skills. But the unskilled, or low-skilled, are being left behind. Today, computer software and industrial machines are taking the jobs from clerical tasks to routine manufacturing. These jobs once produced middle-class incomes for unskilled workers. Due to this, unskilled workers are forcibly pushed to low-paying jobs, such as personal services, cleaning services, transportation, and repairs. These jobs are very volatile, and it creates wage pressure and economic insecurity for the less educated. The second factor is globalization. The rise of developing economies such as China and Vietnam attracted many industries from the Western world, especially from the US. This has further reduced prospects for American workers without advanced skills. The next factor is the improper tax collection. Many times people with lots of wealth and power try to change the tax policies and laws to benefit them rather than the poor. Often tax collection from the middle class and lower income class is done fairly. But the wealthy and powerful people are always trying to find loopholes in the system. Their share in tax collection is dropping constantly for many years. Hence, this could also impact government ability to provide assistance to the people who are below poverty level. Also, reducing power of labor unions across the world can be counted as a responsible factor. So when economic inequality increases, it could have devastating impacts on people. Impacts such as unaffordable healthcare, food, education, and housing. Also, it could increase levels of crime and social and political unrest. But before you jump to any conclusion on how bad inequality is, we have to see another side of the coin. As we have spoken how technological changes have led to more inequality, we also have to see how it helped us to improve our lifestyle. You see, a few hundred years ago, rich people like kings and lords did not have the luxury that today's middle-class people have. Today, because of technology, many middle-class people can afford a good lifestyle. They have access to advanced healthcare. They can travel all around the world within a few hours. And they have internet for getting unlimited information. This was unimaginable even for the richest people a few hundred years ago. Next, we also have to look at the psychological aspect of the economic inequality. Agree or not, we all compare ourselves to others. How satisfied we are with our income or net worth just not depends on how those figures are. And purely not on what we can buy with our incomes, or how comfortable our wealth makes us. Instead, our satisfaction depends on how our income and wealth compares to that of others. We've seen that one reason economic inequality is a problem is because we compare ourselves to others. We feel bad when we find out that other people have more than we do, especially when we're similar to those people. People need incentives to work hard, and they feel they deserve to keep what they earn. They also believe in meritocracy, the idea that people advance in wealth and status through hard work, and not privilege. So, incentive attracts a more productive workforce. Now if you look closely, you can see the connection between innovation and wealth. Huge accumulation of wealth often drives innovation. For example, modern space flights and space explorations were only done by some of the wealthiest nations in the world back then. It is also true that executives of high-valued companies such as Microsoft, Apple, or SpaceX are billionaires. But because of their technological innovations, they have added huge amount of value to the society. Look at Elon Musk. His role in Tesla and SpaceX has revolutionized the tech sector. He has genuinely added some value to the society, and that's why he is awarded with so much money. But there are some rich people who must be criticized, such as people involved with illegal activities and shady businesses. These people are definitely not contributing to the society, yet making it poorer. So we are not saying that economic inequality is a good thing, but rather it is the side product of capitalism. We cannot completely erase it, but we can control it. Giving everyone an equal opportunity could be a solution. It can be done by giving quality education, not just to the rich but also to the poor. Educating students with necessary skills could play a big role to increase the productivity of any nation. At the same time, progressive taxation also might be a good idea. This will reduce the tax burden on those with a lower ability to pay, and it will shift the high taxes to those with a higher paying ability. The money collected then can be used for healthcare coverage, unemployment insurance, and in many other social welfare programs. These changes might be helpful for providing an equal opportunity for everyone. In the end, we can say, economic inequality is a tricky issue. Some level of inequality may be natural. But if inequality rises to an exponential level, then it could be a disaster to all mankind. The inequality that we see in the world today is the consequence of unequal progress. Our generation has the opportunity and responsibility to allow every part of the world to develop and transform into a place where health, access to education, and prosperity is a reality. The issues of fairness and equality of opportunity lie beneath the issue of economic inequality. And it's up to each of us to decide what we want economic equality or inequality to look like. So what are your opinions on this? Please write in the comments below. Also, if you think we deserve, please consider subscribing. And if you really like this piece of content, then please share it with the world. We would also love to hear from you, what kind of videos you want us to create in the future. Thank you.